Hi, and welcome to our tutorial on the advanced features of Gynzy.com. So on our last video, we talked about going to already made lessons, and we're just going to go over that really quickly again. So you can click on any of the tabs, and let's say we want a lesson on angles. Just type in angles in the top search bar here. Go down and pick your lesson. All you have to do is click on it, and it'll open right up in the board menu. The whole thing is ready to go. You don't need to fix it, you don't need to adjust it. Just review it before you show it to your students. But today what we're going to be looking at is some of the more advanced features when actually making your own lesson. So in order to do that, we're going to go back to the board. You're going to click on the page button down here that says the 4. It tells you how many pages there are. And you're going to go Start New Lesson. So this will erase anything that you already have on the board. So if you do have something on here, make sure it is saved before you start a new lesson. So we're going to close all, and the new lesson is now started. Lesson. And let's say you wanted to come up with some pictures that the students can measure themselves. All you have to do is go down here to the picture menu down in the toolbar and click on that. And as you can see, we have 3 different options. So you can go with a Google image search, images on your own computer, and images already stored in the program. So that's what we're going to start out with right away. So we're going to go to the image library, and we're going to type in envelope. All you got to do is click the picture. You don't need to drag. Just click it, and it should show up right on the board. Then just click out of that menu, or you can click the cursor button in the bottom left. We're going to move that over a bit, and so in order to measure it, you're going to need a protractor. In order to do that, we're going to go down to our Tools menu. It's the one with the stoplight and the watch on it. You're going to click that, head over to the half circle protractor. Again, you just need to click it, and it will show up on the screen. From there, we are going to measure one of the angles on the envelope. To do that, you're going to make sure you move the protractor. You can just click and drag. And then there's the arrow button on the top of the protractor that you're going to use to actually turn it so that the bottom horizontal line matches up with the bottom of your angle. Once that is done, you can now measure your angle. From here, it's tough to see exactly what the angle is. It might be 36, it might be 37. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our Tools menu and pull up the magnifying glass. When it first pops up, it'll just be a white square, but once you move it over an object, you'll see that it actually magnifies it. And you can make the magnifying glass bigger if you'd like. And from there, it's a little easier to see what the angle is. And it looks like from this, it is 36 degrees. So we want that already up on the screen before our students realize what it is. So what we're going to do is go back into our tool menu, select sticky note. Again, just click it and it'll show up right on the screen. I like to move it just above the envelope. I'm going to write angle equals 36. What's nice about the sticky note is if you press the 2 arrows in the top right corner, it will actually hide the sticky note so that you can have it up there already before the students measure. That way when the students are finished measuring, all you need to do is open the sticky note and it will tell you if they got the answer correct or not. So the next thing we're going to measure is a picture that we can find online. So again, we're going to go down to our picture menu in the toolbar. And this time we're going to select image search, Google image search. Google image search will pop up right in Gynzy.com. And so what we're going to look up is railway crossing sign. And we're just going to choose a random one at this point. It will be this one here. All you need to do is select the picture and it will pop straight up into the board on Gynzy.com. From then you can take your protractor, line it up where you want it, and again just spin it a little bit so it matches. Just to make sure, we're going to magnify it again. Make the magnifying glass a little bigger, and it looks like this angle is about 60 degrees. So again, we want to show that using a sticky note. So we could use the same process, go into our tools and go to the sticky note. But instead what we're going to do this time is go to our other sticky note that we already have up, go to the top left where the plus button is, press that, and we're going to press the duplicate button. And it gives you an identical sticky note. And then all we have to do is click in it so we can get the cursor in it again and use 60 instead. And again, we want to hide them both so that the students don't know beforehand. So next what we're going to do is we're going to hide the images already on here. And the reason we're going to do that is it could be distracting for the students to already have all of these pictures on there. And we don't want any more distractions than there needs to be. So we're going to go back to our tool menu, going to select cover, and cover the images. You can adjust the size of the cover as much as you'd like so it fits the image. And again, just like we did with the sticky note, we're going to press the plus button and the duplicate button. And we're going to cover the envelope. So now let's say we want to add a title to this little lesson that we've created. We're going to go down to the T button here in the bar, which is the text button. We're going to press that, and text box is going to show up. And let's say we want the word to be angled, the title to be angles. Something that you have to be careful of when you are using the text button is that if you want to change color, you're pressing this box here. If there is a tool or an object in the way of the color palette that drops down, you will not be able to access those colors. So what we need to do is go back to the cursor button, move the protractor out of the way, and then bring the text back. And let's say we just want it black for now. Angles is going to be our title. You can adjust the size of it, the font of it, the color, whether or not it's bold, underlined, italic. We can head back to our cursor and set it back up. This is what the students would see when you opened up your lesson for the first time. When you're going through your lesson, we can either move the covers or you can just exit them. And then from then on, after the students measure, you can open up your sticky note to reveal the answer, and so on and so forth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add another page to this lesson. And there's a few ways you can do that. The first way is you can head down to the button down here that says 1. That's referring to the page number. We're going to click on that, and you can press New. So right beside your page, there's a box that says New, and we're going to click on that. that will set up a whole new page for it, and you can just keep going. You can set up as many pages as you'd like. Unless you're adding multiple pages, it's easier just to click the plus button in the bottom right corner, and that just adds a brand new page for you. Next, we're going to add some background. So if you click on the page button in the bottom right corner, the one that actually looks like a sheet of paper, it'll give you a lot of options for a background. What we're going to do is we are going to choose a color. So we're going to choose the color purple. And we're going to set up a game for the kids. We're going to go down to our tool menu, click on our tool menu, and we're going to go to dice. Just click on dice and it should show right up. So as you can see in the dice game or menu, it gives you options of choosing how many sides you want on your dice and how many dice you want. So in this case, we're going to say 6 sides and 2 dice. From here, you can set up a really simple math game. You can use addition, multiplication, division, and subtraction. And all you need to do is press the play button to roll the dice. You get your 2 numbers, and let's say we're going to be using addition in this game. You ask your kids, okay, what is 3 plus 2? They would provide the answer. Roll again, what is 6 plus 1? What is 3 plus 5? If you wanted to get them to check their answer, let's go back down to the tool menu and we're going to pull up the calculator. We can make that a little bigger just so they can see it. And let's roll again. They're going to take those 2 numbers. Let's say we're going to do addition. We're going to put those 2 numbers in, equal button, and that will verify their answer. So let's say we wanted to add a title to this game. We're going to click on the text button again in the tool menu, toolbar. And when you're on the smartboard, if you don't feel like going back over to your computer, what you can do is you can actually press the keyboard key on the left portion of the bar that pops up in the text. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And as you can see, you get your keyboard. And we are going to name our game Dice Game. From then on, you can just adjust your text. We're going to make it a little bigger just so it fits all in the same line. And we're going to change the color a bit. Again, if you need to see the full palette, you're going to have to move some of your tools. So let's say this time we'll make it red. So that is how you make a very simple dice math game. There are a lot of games you can come up with just in the little tool section that we have at the bottom. Feel free to explore some more. Next on, we're going to move on to a different background. So again, to add a page, we're going to head down to the plus button and click the plus button. Gives us a brand new page, and as you can see, the background is already purple. So we don't want that this time. What we want is a music sheet background. This is great for a music class or any kind of art class where they need to draw something. Mine specifically is going to be geared towards music. You can adjust the number of staves. So in this case, we just want 3 on there. So we're going to want to add some notes to this. We're going to want to add a quarter note and a half note because that's what we're going to be working with in this particular lesson. So in order to do that, we're going to go back to our image menu at the bottom in the toolbar. Go back to our image library, and we're going to type in note. As you can see, we have a few options pop up. So we're just going to take the quarter note and the half note. And the first thing we're going to do with them is we're going to resize them because they don't fit on the staff that big. After the resize, we're going to put them up into the left corner because this is where we want the students to be able to pull from. From here, because we want the students to be able to use as many half notes and quarter notes as possible, and instead of going back to your images and typing in note and pulling out 100 different quarter notes and having them all over the page, what we're going to do is we're going to select the quarter note, go up to the plus button in the top left, and instead of duplicate, we're going to go down to infinite cloner. Okay, so we're going to do that to both the half note and the quarter note. And what the infinite cloner does is it allows you to drag the quarter note and the half note or any picture that you have in an infinite cloner and duplicate it as many times as possible. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So all you're going to do is drag the quarter note off, and you can do that as many times as you like, and it never disappears. Same with the half note, we're going to drag that in there. And as many times as you would like. You can use this infinite cloner with many different lessons. For example, if you're using a coin math lesson, we're going to head into our images again, go to the image library, and then we're going to type in coin and pull out the $1 coin. And we'll resize it a little bit, make it a little smaller. Go up to the plus button, just like we did with the half note and the quarter note. Make it infinite cloner, and we can just pull coins from that all day. As many as you would like. So once you are done your lesson, you need to make sure that you save it. The simplest way to do that, you're going to go down to the page button in the bottom right corner. You're going to click on that, and you're just going to press Save as Lesson. You're going to put in your lesson name. We worked on angles, we worked on dice, and we worked on music stabs. And continue. You're going to select the folder you'd like to put it in. If you had a subscription to Gynzy, you can put it in a school folder where everybody in the school can actually access your lesson. But if not, you just put it into your lessons. In order to do that, you just drag and put it right into the lesson. So that's about it. Those are some of the advanced features that are offered on Gynzy.com. Really easy to learn and really easy to use. Please feel free to like and subscribe and share on Facebook or anywhere you'd like. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Agents out.